And this woman of God has an amazing testimony. Can I help y'all? About Jesus making a way of an escape out of an abusive relationship. I want y'all to hear this. God is speaking to us tonight. I'm telling whoever it is, guess what? It is not worth your life. You don't have to stay in that verbal or physical abusive relationship after tonight. You know, this is where the devil interrupts the most, because he knows that somebody is going to get free tonight. And so I need everybody at attention. That's why I'm raising my voice louder than yours. Rosemary from KCMO, she drove an hour away, y'all. And again, her testimony is, because I wanted every woman to hear this and give her a round of applause, she made it out of the abusive relationship. I thought y'all was going to give it up louder than that. Somebody saying, whatever, that's cool. I seen the pictures, right? The blown up face. Come on, y'all, can I tell y'all this? Somebody, whoa, a man beating you is not a real man. A man beating you is not a real man. A man that calls you a bitch is not a real man. I don't care what his background is. Women are queens. I thought the young ladies was going to talk to me right there. I said women are queens. Women are not female dogs. Somebody say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So you got to come up, buddy. You don't give me $5 for my birthday. The man should go get your hair did. AJ, I thought you was going to talk back to me right there. A real man goes to get your nails done, feet and nails. She said, even if y'all broke, he still need to take care of you. I said, we focused on the queens tonight. And so before this woman of God got up, I wanted all the women of God to hear me loud, hold on girl, to hear me loud and clear that tonight, hold on girls, hold on Messiah, hold on girl, because I want you to hear this girl, because guess what, you gonna tell this to somebody else, that girl, you ain't gotta get beat, because can I tell you this, middle school girls are getting beat, high school girls are getting beat, I've seen it. And so y'all, I want y'all to take this testimony and this poem serious. Somebody say, which side? I need this group right here. I need y'all to chill. Y'all acting out. I'm trying to talk. Y'all talking louder than me. I need y'all to silence yourself, because guess what? Tonight, we're going to hear a real testimony of recovery. A real testimony of redemption. And so she also brought her literature tonight too. She got a book, y'all. Because I feel his presence. The enemy wants to distract right here. Because this is where he works the best. And so I want us to be attentive. Miss Rosemary then brought some literature tonight. Meaning she got her own book, y'all. She wrote a book. A book. And so girl, I want to do this now. We're going to gift this book. We are going to gift it to Chantel. Y'all give it up for Chantel, y'all. She brought her book. And Chantel said, I want that book. And so we're going to hear, you got about 7 minutes, and then we're going to get out of here. I got a word, and then we're going to roll. Y'all give it up for my sister, my new sister and friend, Rosemary, y'all. Y'all give it up for her. Give her some hugs, girl.
Violence survivor, but I just want to point out that when you are a domestic violence survivor, you are not a victim. Everything that happened to you happened for a reason. It happened for you to be able to give someone else that story so that they can get out. It wasn't to hold you down and to keep you down and so you can just keep repeating it for the rest of your life. That is not why you went through it. 3 years ago, I moved to Kansas City with broken ribs. I had a newborn baby and all my toddlers, and I just jumped in the car because that was the only way I was going to be able to protect my kids. Went to a domestic violence shelter 4 months later, been on my own since, and me and my kids are doing great. But had I not taken that leap of faith and followed God, then I would be dead right now. Wow. So this story is called, well, this poem is called Pick a Side, and I guess it is kind of like, they say opposites attract. I found some truth in that because every time I try to leave, something keeps pulling me back in the days. Once was lost, now I'm found. I'm living holy these days. Satan thought he had my heart, but he was highly mistaken. God cleaned me up in one night, now I'm driven by faith. But then again, I will say that we attract what we value. Watch who receives your energy today. My presence is a privilege and a virtue. There's nothing this world offers that's worth more to me than my soul. I know that if I live unholy, then hell is where I will go. And though sin feels good to a blind eye, my eyes are opened up wide. So every time I try to sin, I drop to my knees and I cry. I ask the Lord, why me? Why can't I get away with just flying by? Why does it seem like I'm immediately rebuked, but they can live their best lives? Then God picks me up and shows me a clearer vision of my life. Shows me all the things that he brought me through. Reminds me that my testimony is why I survived. He allowed my sin to bring me deep into an abusive marriage. He didn't take away my free will when I entered an abusive entanglement after. The reason he allowed me grace throughout all of my mistakes was so that I could walk a clean line today, tell my story, and help his other children awake. He wants us all to stand up, stand out, and be loud. He's tired of lukewarmness. He wants to hear us proclaim that we're his child. So I obey, and I do things like write spiritual poetry because my words are like swords and I'm coming hard for that deceiving enemy. He lies to us when he tells us that we aren't good enough. He lies to us when he tells us that he's someone that we can trust. He lies to us when he shows us riches and tells us that denying our faith is the way. He lies to us when he tells us that it's okay to continually make a conscious decision to sin. He lies to us when he tells us that without a crowd, we are alone. My God is always with me. He's that number one friend I can always count on. So no matter how many lies the devil tries to feed me at night, I know that God will provide. So I'm no longer chasing worldly love. That's something I've consciously set aside. The aftermath of sin is eternal damnation. And I don't know about you, but if I can avoid my spirit being tortured for eternity, then the narrow path is what I'm taking. God is using me today to look at you right in your eyes and let you know that he loves you. And to feed you these lines. The Lord is blatantly proclaiming that he needs his children to pick a side. Once you choose your faith, stand strong in it. Wear your choice loud and proud. If the world is who you serve, then you're proudly Satan's child. If the fame is what you're after, then you're proudly the devil's child. If sex, money, and drugs are your calling, then Satan calls you daddy's little girl. If you're avoiding your calling, then you cannot serve God. If you're okay with senseless partying, don't even act like you care about yourself. But if you're tired of the fast life, you're done with feeling drained, you're tired of unhappiness, you're done with all the pain, you're over feeling rejection, you're seeking strength when you're weak, you're seeking eternal protection, you're done serving a beast, you're ready to cancel depression, you're tired of living angry, you're done with sexual immorality, you just need a savior to pull you out of it, then you're honestly God's child. He's been waiting for you all along. He said, turn off the devil's music. Don't you know Satan inspired those songs? God's not the author of confusion. He'll never tell you to sleep with anyone you're not married to. I will repeat. God is not the author of confusion. He will never tell you to sleep with anyone you're not married to. God wants you to have a happy life. He commands that we were designed to protect, well, he was designed to protect us. God said it's okay to cry. With growth, crying is essential. Holiness requires your vulnerability. God already knows what you're going through. He's just waiting on you to take a stance. He wants you to be so tired of your own way that you willingly die to yourself. He likes nothing about the way that you've been treating your body. He hates everything you've done for the sake of surviving. He understands how easily accessible Satan's deception is, which is why he's always fighting in the spirit and in the natural for his kids. God will never leave you nor forsake you, yet you have free will. So if you choose to live a life without him, your fate is in your own will, not his. God's grace doesn't send anyone to hell. He just honors our decisions. So now that you know how deep his love goes, are you ready to make that commitment? If you knew that you had to let go of all your music, habits, sexually immoral advances, vulgarity in your speech, the hate in your heart, your attachment to grief, let go of the people who mean you no good, say goodbye to everything about the old you, die, and come back a new creature, would you sign up today? Knowing all that you know, living through all that you've lived through? Do you want to continue walking blindly, or are you ready to let Jesus carry that cross for you? He's only one call away. For our first date, he took my virginity. He basically raped me because I said no and he did it anyways. And so I was just attached to him after that. I was attached to him. Like everywhere he went, I went. He was blatantly cheating on me and I still would stick by him. I felt like, okay, that is my man because I didn't want to have sex until I got married and he took my virginity, so I have to stay with him. And we started raising my nephew together. My little 13-year-old nephew over there. I was 18 when I started raising him, and this man started helping me, so I was ignoring the fact that he would abuse me, he would cheat on me, he would like push me down and stomp me sometimes, but he never hit me in my face, so I had bruises all over my body, but I wore baggy clothes, so nobody ever knew. And I was with him for almost 7 years until we had our first successful pregnancy, which is my 6-year-old back there. And when she was 4 months old, he was still cheating on me, so I left him and started dating someone else, which is my last 3 kids' dad. He tried to kill me when he found out I had a boyfriend, but he moved in with the girl he was cheating on me with. He tried to kill me, so I go to a domestic violence shelter and find out I'm pregnant, my 5-year-old. And I get out the shelter, my boyfriend moves in with me, he breaks my jaw. So I literally went from an abusive marriage to an abusive relationship. And in my head, I'm like, I thought I was over this. I thought like I would never be abused again because I left a man I was with for almost 7 years, but I hadn't lived my life. So I left him, but I did not leave the sin. I did not leave my mindset. I did not leave my mentality. So you can jump from man to man, but until you actually allow God to renew you, you're going to date the same spirit in different people. And even if that man don't have that spirit, you being around him could pull that spirit into him. He could start being abusive and he might not ever hit anybody before he got with you. But the fact that you're vulnerable, the fact that you're so needy, or the fact that you always think he's gonna hit you, he just might hit you because that spirit's following you. So you gotta work on yourself. You gotta work on the way that you, like if somebody even, like you said, calls you out of your name, why are you still with them? Why are you sleeping with them? Like if he already called you out of your name, that's the first step before they hit you. They call you out of your name first to see how much they can get away with. Oh, I can call her out of her name and she ain't gonna do nothing? Let me try to push her. Oh, I can push her and she ain't gonna do nothing? I'm gonna slap her. I can slap her, she ain't gonna tell nobody, now I'm gonna punch her. Okay, now I can punch her, she's afraid of me, I'm gonna knock her down and kick her. That's the way they do it. They don't start out stumping on you. They start out calling you out of your name, calling you something that Jesus didn't call you. Jesus calls you beautifully, fearfully, and wonderfully made, but he's calling you a B, and you're accepting that, and you're still sleeping with him when he's calling you that. So he owns you. And they realize that, and then especially if you catch them cheating and you stay with them, you're basically telling them, I know that you don't really love me like that, but I'm still gonna stay with you. And so that's kind of what it was. For 3.5 years, my ex-boyfriend would bring different women to the house, and I knew that's what he was doing, but I was afraid of him. He was pulling guns out on me, so I was just like, you know what, so you don't kill me, I'm gonna let you do what you wanna do. And so I accepted the lifestyle that he was giving me. I knew that I was worth more than that. But I accepted the lifestyle that he was giving me because I was afraid that he would hurt me, which meant that I was afraid that God couldn't protect me. I was afraid that God couldn't pull me out of it, because if you know that God is going to protect you, why are you afraid that this man on earth is going to kill you, or he's going to pull you away from what God says that you can have? Like God said that I don't deserve that, but I'm still staying with you because I think you're mightier than God. So basically, he wound up breaking my ribs when my youngest daughter was 2 months old. So I put my kids in the car and drove here because I was like, if I don't leave now, he's going to kill me. Because that week, he would literally push me down and stomp me multiple times a day. And I didn't even know my ribs were broken or that I was having a miscarriage, because she was only 2 months old. I was already pregnant. I had a miscarriage and I had broken ribs. Had I not came here, I would not be alive today. And I went to a shelter and actually started to go to the therapy that they had in the shelter. The first time I was just in the shelter to get a house. I left my house, so I was like, hey, you'll help me get a house. I didn't really pay attention to it. But shelters, they got free rooms, like they will literally get you out of whatever situation you're in financially, or if you have a custody battle, they will get you out of that. If you need to get divorced, they will get you out of that. Like they literally help you, but you gotta actually be a part of the program. So I followed the program, I got help, and I never looked back. I still had some things I needed to work on, like I was addicted to weed, I was addicted to alcohol, I was bisexual, I had a lot of things going on, but I asked God to free me from them, and He did. And so now I'm able able to write a book and to talk to people about it because that's no longer me. But I know that that is still somebody. It's no longer me, but it's still somebody. And I'm letting you know that if I, at 32 years old with 5 kids, can be living a totally different life than I would have been living 3 years ago, then you can do it too.
That's my friend, y'all. Give me some love, girl. You, come on. Come on, somebody say, you better talk, Rosemary. That girl just said it all. Hey, can I tell you? Hey, somebody was helped. Who got help tonight?
Although I'm sorry.